Hello Animal Crossing fans! Happy Animal Crossing Day! It's crazy that we're already here. I wanted to do a special battle bracket this week in honor of Animal Crossing, so I found one that has all of the New Horizons NPCs. I'm very excited to look at this. My parameters are going to be who is my favorite character from this game. So without further ado, let's get into this gig. Starting us out in this bracket is like one of the most unfair things I've ever seen in my entire life, and I feel that this is a homophobic attack on myself and my character, and I just don't know if I can stand for that. But I do really like the way that this bracket is set up. It seems like people of joint characteristics are put together. So starting us out, we have Blathers versus Celeste. This hurts me a lot because owls are some of my favorite animals, but I have to whittle this down to one of them. So I'm gonna try and just go gut feelings and not think about it too much, otherwise I'm gonna be in pain. I think I like Blathers a little bit more because of his personality and his fear of bugs. I think it's cute and endearing. I love Celeste, but there were so many nights where she was supposed to show up and that bitch wasn't there. So, Blathers has never let me down. Our next round is CJ versus Flick, our practically canon gay couple in the game, because they talk about being each other's partners all the time, and the way that Flick talks about CJ almost makes it seem like they're really heavily dating, but they never actually say it, and I'm sure that there's probably censorship reasons. I don't like fish or bugs, and to be honest, I get bored with both of them. I think I'm going to pick Flick, specifically because Flick is an artist, and while I do like CJ a lot, I don't like that a lot of his storyline when you meet him is competitive and like, go get the fish and do it in this time. Like, Flick is just excited that you brought a bug and he'll make a piece of art for you, and we love to support the artists, so I'm going to pick Flick for that reason. Next is Reese versus Cyrus, two characters that I got so bored with in Animal Crossing New Horizons. There was a reason for that. It's because that photo shoot happened during Pride Month, and I was like, why do I have to celebrate a straight marriage during my season? Why do I have to do that? It came out right in June, and it was like right at the beginning of the pandemic. I was looking forward to maybe seeing some queer stuff since they had created Flick and CJ. I thought maybe we would see something for that, but no, we had to take straight wedding photos. So very frequently I would put a funeral scene set up where Cyrus was dead and Reese was mourning him. I wonder if I could find that photo somewhere on my account. That would be funny. My favorite thing is Freya being super unbothered with her little sunnies on. And if you'll notice, Stitches is passed all the way out. I also love Keaton being completely unbothered and Hornsby kind of looking like, I can't tell if I'm hungry or upset that I'm hungry. And then of course, my character is sitting at the organ playing music. I was so tired of the event by this point that I just really didn't like either one of them as characters. But that's beyond the point. I like Reese better than Cyrus because I love her love for him. I think he's great, and I think what he does is great. I want to support artisans for what they do, but also women who support men for being mediocre is also really cool because she could be with anybody, and she chooses him. Why? Your guess is as good as mine, but she's pretty cool for doing it. Ugh, this bracket knew my non-canon boyfriends, Tom Nook and Red. Y'all gonna really hate me for this, but I'm choosing Tom Nook because he's not as bad as y'all think he is. People like to say that Tom Nook is a capitalist and that he's an exploiter, but Tom Nook gives you an interest-free loan, which good luck as an adult trying to get yourself a interest-free loan, you psychopaths. Try buying a house. And the money in Animal Crossing is in yen. 100 bells you find in a tree is 100 yen, which is $1, or kind of comparable to depending on where things are at trade-wise and with the global market, but that's a different story. So a $350,000 house, tack off those last two zeros, mama, $3,500. Insane that y'all think that Tom Nook is a bad person for that. Red is great and I do enjoy him a lot, but I like Tom Nook better because I think he's actually a really good dude. Next up, we got Timmy and Tommy versus Isabel. And you know what? I'm gonna go with Isabel this time around because I do like Timmy and Tommy, but I just think Isabel is really cute. I like her role on the island, and I like that she takes her job too seriously. I like that she's always working, and I wish that she would take a break. Then we have Gulliver versus Gulliver. Don't ask me to do that again because I'm not going to. I personally think that both of them are rather annoying. Like, how many times can you possibly get washed up on the same boat? Do you not look at navigational charts? You are both horrible at what you do. I, however, like pirate stuff more than I like regular stuff. And even though it's clearly Gulliver just in a cosplay, I think that it's really cool. And so for that, Gulliver is going to win this one. Next up, we have Franklin versus Pave. I don't really like Thanksgiving. I'm not a huge fan, and I know that it's Turkey Day in the game, but I still don't like it. I like the foods, and I think they're cool. I like that he's a chef, but Pave is a flaming homosexual icon. This is a queer icon, and y'all need to put some respect in your motherfreaking mouths about Pave. Choosing the homosexual icon is who I'm gonna pick. I can never remember which one of these is which. Wilbur's one with the glasses. I really do like this play off the Wright brothers, and I think what their job is interesting. I think that there was a lot of fun potential for who they were as characters. I think out of both of them, I kind of wish that Orville would actually let you travel around rather than make you go all the way back to the airport. And I know that that is a dev thing and I should direct my aggression towards the devs, but I personally am mad at Orville for not being a better NPC and allowing you the freedom of travel and instead makes you go all the way back. But Wilbur talks a lot. I think out of both of them, I'm gonna choose probably Wilbur just because I think the styling is more interesting and I like the sunnies, and Wilbur gives you stuff. Orville exists. All right, now we are in round 2. We've got Blathers versus Flick. Someone who hates bugs and someone who loves them. Again, I'm a big patron of the arts. I support artists. My partner's an artist. I think Flick and CJ are super cute as a couple, and I would love to have seen more of that fleshed out. Blathers is a staple, and I love him to the moon and back. I have such a fascination with owls, and it's really hard for me not to go with Blathers because I have such admiration for him, but I worry that if I don't choose Flick now, Blathers will win the whole thing. I think that's something I'm gonna have to risk, and I'm gonna go with Blathers because I like who he is a little bit more. He's a sort of nerdy boy. He's really interested in the things he's interested in. He's a night owl, literally, stays up all night long, and those are my prime hours. And you know what? I don't really like bugs either. I resonate. This is not an issue for me at all. Like, I don't need to think about this. I'm choosing Tom Nook because I think he's a good dude. Gulliver versus Isabel. This is hard for me because I love pirates so much, but I like Isabel a little bit more. She's a really hard worker, sometimes to her detriment. She deserves a break, and she deserves to move on in this bracket. Pave versus Wilbur, and I already mentioned it previously. I'm not a huge, massive fan of Orville and Wilbur to begin with, and Pave is a queer icon, so I'm choosing Pave. Ugh, I hate myself. Every single time I do these, I end up feeling bad at this time. One of my favorite characters in the entire franchise versus someone who I think gets a lot of unnecessary hate. Tom Nook is a small business owner, gives you a good loan. I think he's a good dude. I think he's very nice. He's respectful. He gives you a lot of points. He helps you out. He gives you pretty much everything you need. Blathers is a really great character. I like him. He makes me feel happy. Every time I see him, he makes me smile. I love his info dumping. And I really like his little bow tie. His bow tie is cute, but I think Tom Nook is great. How do I choose this one? This feels really bad. I don't enjoy this. I think I need to flip a coin or something. This feels bad. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. This feels really bad. I hate this. In this economy, with how bad everything is with the housing market, I'm going to choose Tom Nook because I want to manifest this energy into 2024. Feels real bad, man. Feels real bad. Isabel versus Pave. I have to choose Pave for being a queer icon. But no. Isabel. Gay rights. I am a gay. Employer versus employee. I'm going to seem like such a capitalist cuck voting for Tom Nook, but I don't think he's a capitalist. I think he is the pinnacle of socialism. And socialism is very hot right now. Sahara versus Label. I like Sahara a lot. I like rugs. I'm a big fan of carpentry. Carpets in a tree. But I also really like fashion. I'm a big fan of it, and Label is a fashionista. I wish that she had a little more interesting things this game, but I like everything she presents. I think her story is fun, that she ran away from home and sort of discovered herself under Gracie, came back and decided to really devote her time to her family, recommit herself to her sisters. I think what she has to offer as a character is more interesting to me. Sable versus Mabel sucks. This feels worse than anything so far. I love Mabel, but Sable has such a complex and rich story that you have to dig to find. You literally have to keep talking to her throughout your journey in Animal Crossing, no matter what you're doing, to learn about her, to unlock her tragic backstory, and to get her to feel comfortable around you. And that feels really real in a game where so many characters feel really superficial and artificial. They don't have that gravitas as characters that make you feel like they actually exist. Sable is a character that does feel like she exists, because you need to get to know her and invest time into her for her to reveal the squishy bits inside of her to you. So for that reason, I'm going for Sable. Oh, next up is Jingle versus Jack. I actually like this Battle of the Holidays, especially because there's that kind of constant debate. What is better, Christmas or Halloween? For me, I've always been a Christmas person, and I enjoy Jingle's holiday quite considerably. Jack's is fun, and I like trick-or-treating, and I think it heals a part of my childhood that I always wanted to do more trick-or-treating but couldn't, and it's an all-day experience. I love candy. This one's kind of tough for me, and I think it's going to go down to which one do I think is more interesting to me. I think that because they both appear only one day a week, I think it because they only appear once in a year, there is so much interest in both of them. It's kind of hard to whittle this one down, but I think even though I'm not a Halloween girly, I am going to go with Jack because I like candy a lot. And I don't really like Jingle's furniture series in this game, besides the stockings. That's really the only thing I like the best. But Jingle's it for me in this one. KK versus Kix. This is a smart alignment because the K names. I think I'm going to go with KK because I like him and I like his limited time in the game, only showing up once, showing up in the plaza, giving you a new song, letting you jam out as many times as you want, roll in those credits, your villagers come and get to jam with you. If you've got a light stick, you can sit there and pump that light stick and pump him up. I think he's interesting. Kix, I think, loses a bit of interest for me. This time around, I thought he was more interesting in prior installations of the game. Plus, I just don't really like a lot of the shoes that he sells. Baby Leaf versus Baby Daisy May. I really like Daisy May a lot. I think she's cute, but Leaf is just such a cool, funky dude. Love him so much. I'm going with Leaf. Wisp versus Luna. You know, I would have really much rather had Brewster on this list, because it doesn't look like these here. I mean, Luna's fine or whatever. She's got a nice bun, and I like her. I like her Claire's crown. And Wisp is kind of annoying. I mean, if this was Wisp versus Brewster, this would feel a lot better, just as a interesting lineup. But I'm gonna go with Wisp, I guess, even though his storyline in this game is kind of repetitive. You can only spook him so many times before he's like, oh my god! Oh, it's just you. Sorry, I forgot living people existed. It's like Gulliver. How many times can you crash? How many? This is another one too. Why wasn't Brewster here over Rover? I love Rover, but he plays almost no role in this game. He shows up once during Earth Day, and that's it. Versus Pascal, who shows up all the time. This would be much better lined up if it was Brewster versus Pascal. And you know, I'm gonna go with Pascal because he's cuter. And I like an otter. I love an otter. Honestly, I understand why these two were put together because they're really freaking annoying. Harvey being a cult leader who literally has a compound that he allows people to come in and out of to sell their wares and make him money, versus Zipper T Bunny, who's the strangest little creature in all of Animal Crossing. And y'all are gonna absolutely hate the hell out of me, but I'm choosing Zipper T Bunny. What is behind those lifeless, emotionless, dead shark eyes? Who is Zipper T Bunny? Is it Blanca, still waiting for her face to come back? Is it Tom Nook in a suit? Is this where Joan really went? Is that why Zipper T is always so exhausted? Is this one of the villagers that went missing? Is it that bitch that I pushed into a hole so many times that they got a rager and left my island? Who is Zipper T? The mystery will never know. It always comes to this. This is always when it ends up being an I'm hurt, and I can't think about it too much. Sable because she's relatable, and a real person doesn't feel like static in a world where everybody else does. Sorry, I can't discuss it with Label because I'm gonna end up hurting myself and changing my mind. Jack versus KK, this is not even a contest. It is always going to be KK Slider because I think he's more interesting as a character. Leaf versus Wisp, this one feels like a no-brainer to me as well because I love plants. Pascal versus Zipper T. Ooh, the other ones were so quick fire and easy, but this one isn't. I'm going to be honest, I don't love the diving aspect of New Horizons that much. And I don't think I'm alone in that. I really just want to know what Zipper T's story is. It's not that I think that he's better than Pascal at all. It's just I want to know what his deal is. Don't hate me. Oh, God damn it. Put a fork in me because I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go home. I want to log off. What do I like more? Sable's story? Or do I like KK's music better? I keep talking about how in a world of static people, Sable is not that. She is anything but static. She's very interesting and has a really cool story and is very sweet once you get to know her. KK is really cool and I love that he plays guitar. I'm a sucker for a guitarist. I also love a dog. I think his eyebrows are fun. I love big, dramatic eyebrows, as you can see. I love that you can jam with him. I love that he literally is the only naked character in the entire game. Doesn't wear any clothes. Big fan of nudity. This hurts. This hurts. It feels really bad. It feels really bad. I'm gonna go with KK Slider, but I regret doing it. Zipper T versus Leaf is an interesting one because you've got two characters that are so polar opposite. For all we know, Zipper T is Leaf in a costume. Who's to say? Do you know? I am gonna go with Leaf for being a cute plant dude. And I like his apron, even though I really like Zipper T and I think he's fun and I want to push him through for the chaos. Those eyes are so unsettling. They make me feel like I should run away. Like go to the mountains and never be seen from again. So then in our very last fight on the right side is between KK and Leaf. I really wish that Brewster was here. This would be so fun if Brewster was here because there would be so much of a debate. I think I need to go with KK because of his lineage in the series and his role in this game doesn't feel insignificant. Not that Leaf does either, but I feel like of the two of them, I gravitate more towards KK as this sort of like aloof musician who's really passionate about what he does. But Leaf is super passionate about his plans. And if you don't want to buy something, he's like, okay, no worries. That's just not your journey today. He's very go with the flow, and I like that. He doesn't put pressure on you, but sometimes that, okay, hey, no worries, you don't have to. They're just plants. They'll be here. Something about that feels pressuring, like, no, I have to go buy one. I'm going to choose KK. We're at the end of this, and now I don't know what to do because I've got Tom Nook, who I'm a big rallier for. As the Tom Nook fan club, I am the sole member. that runs it. I'm the president, the treasurer, the vice president, the secretary, the Department of Education and Defense of Tom Nook. So I'm a big fan, and he's such an iconic part of the franchise. KK also is an iconic part of the franchise, as he opens up, if I'm not mistaken, every single game in the series, and has since day one. And I think that it's cool that he plays all this music that you can import not only into your house, but also all over the island. So he gives you a lot, but Tom Nook gives you interest-free loans in a world where we don't have that. So who do I go for? My heart or my soul, my spirit, my drive, my energy? I feel like I would be failing the Tom Nook fan club if I gave it to KK, but I also feel like I wouldn't be being fair, because why did I give it to Tom Nook over KK? What are the parameters? We gotta go back and look at everything over again. Tom Nook gives you all the tutorial stuff. It's kind of annoying about it all. KK doesn't do that. Tom Nook gives you a home and a place to live and doesn't ever ask you to pay that money back. KK gives you free music when you really should be paying him for his time and his work. KK's got great eyebrows. Tom Nook probably is a little bit fruity and is in love with red. Tom Nook has a cute shirt, and I really like that. KK likes nudity, and I'm very into that too. Tom Nook gives you all the connections to people around town. KK just comes in, gets stoned, plays his song, and says, "Peace, man." I like KK's chill vibe, but I really like financial security. I really like that. The fact that Tom Nook never sends you anything asking you for money back, never pressures you to pay off your home, never calls and says, "Hey, it sounds like you missed a payment." Y'all gonna be so mad. Y'all gonna really hate me and roast me in these comments, and I'm prepared for the barrage of children that are going to appear here in droves telling me that Tom Nook is terrible. And you know what? I'm here to say I will block every single one of you. Tom Nook is my winner of the Animal Crossing bracket. Someone asked me to apologize. I won't do it. Who's your favorite character in the entirety of Animal Crossing? If Brewster was on here, he would have beaten Tom Nook, no contest. Like, Brewster would have absolutely won. And I kind of wish that he was here in replacement of one of those last 6. I would have even totally subbed in Brewster for Pascal, to be honest. I would have subbed in Brewster for Rover, and I think Brewster would have won. Like, that wouldn't have even been an issue. So let's pretend that Brewster made it up to this part of the bracket. Brewster would be my pick for the best character in Animal Crossing New Horizons, but by way of not having Brewster to go against, it's Tom Nook. That's who I wanted. That's who I like. I do wish that Brewster was on the list, and I'm very sad that Brewster wasn't, because I honestly would have said Brewster. So we're going to honorarily say that in the final bracket, it was Brewster versus Tom, and Brewster won, because Brewster's just an A+, S+ tier character. Gold star, 10, with a platinum, and a Michelin star, 5 of them. And I love Brewster as a character. I love Kofi. I love his little coffee shop. I love the music of the roost. It makes my heart happy. Happy Animal Crossing Day. I hope you enjoy it and play some Animal Crossing yourself. If you like this video, and if you like other gaming content, I post a lot of gaming stuff on this channel, as well as a lot of drag related content. Feel free to check those out. I'm doing one video every single day for the entire year, which is crazy. I know. And I might be doing some Animal Crossing videos soon. We'll see. See you on the flip.